Women in Film Happy Hour. We are women who write for film, television, and media. We believe that no story should go untold, and we want to hear your story. Now, let's join in for today's radio broadcast.
Welcome, Galaxy listeners. This is your girl, Nikol J. I have with me Joan Montreuil.
Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you guys doing today? We pray all is well on your end.
Yes, we do. We pray all is well because you're definitely going to have to be well to deal with this topic that we're going to talk about today. This topic is everything to me because in my present state, I am dating no one. And the reason why is because I feel like I want to really be in a committed relationship. And I know a lot of women out here nowadays want the same thing that I want. But what I chose to do is to do it without sex. So if I am to be a lucky woman, I guess you would say, I would want to, deal with a companion, but do it without sex because I want to get to know them first. I want to enter into a relationship where we're mentally connected. And so with that said, we have a special guest that's going to give us a male perspective of dating.
If this is your very first time joining us on the show today, thank you and welcome to the show. Our broadcast is designed to reach out to our audience by speaking on topics surrounding faith, family, and film. Yes, and so we will be right back after these messages with our special guest, Aura J. Atkins.
I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I don't think that I could live no other way. Truth be told, I'm living now on an A. Now I done seen them blessings in the modern day. The Lord I serve, He give them to me every day. I'm forgiven. See, I done been forgiven, now I'm living. And when I say I love, I mean it. Cause none of this be nothing if He coming. I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you? I love God. You don't love God? What's wrong with you?
Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, I love him. Love him, I love him, love him, I love him.
You ain't got the money moving by yourself. And you know you did it with a lot of air. You know it's only one, it ain't nobody else. You got me talking strong and I ain't rich, I'm talking well. See, I'm forgiving.
Welcome back, audience. Okay, it's time. Aura J. Atkins is in the building, and I'm just going to read his spiel, his biography. He is an awesome guy. We know him. We call him family. He is a man of many hats. He is an actor, a comedian, a writer, a licensed educator, an entrepreneur, a nonprofit director, an Army combat veteran, and in his own words, a cool dude in a loose mood. Once a very shy child, RJ discovered his love for acting and entertaining in middle school at the age of 12. He has been a part of several films and theater projects. He loves learning as much about the business as he can while perfecting his craft and has no plans to slow down anytime soon. Let us welcome our friend, R.J. Atkins.
All right. Let's get it.
All right, we got R.J. in the building.
RJ in the house. Let's get it. Hey, let's do what we got to do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's get some convo going. Love it, love it.
Jay, I mean, Joan and I have been talking about this dating game. It's time for us to talk about why this dating game is not working. And is it because the women are giving up the jewels too early?
I mean, you know, there's a number of factors. There's a lot of factors.
Or is it because the men are being too greedy?
That too. There's a little. Hey, you know, you got a little bit of dirt going on both ends. You know, a little bit of how can we say, confusion in the house. You know, on both ends. So I think honestly, this is a good dialogue to have. I mean, seriously, because you know, hey, how can you find out something unless you talk about it, right?
That's right.
I mean, you can avoid it, but eventually you got to discuss it.
Right. And is celibacy the answer, or is abstinence the answer? And you know, there's a difference between the two.
There is. Yes, there is. And seriously, this comes from a male point of view, but this comes from how can we say, a man who's learned to think with the right head, you know, point of view. You feel me?
Oh yeah, because I got a whole little statement about that.
Yeah,
because the difference between a woman, she thinks with her head, but then a man, he thinks with his head, but not that head.
Not that. Yeah. By nature, you know, we automatically go there, and
I like the way you clean that up. By nature.
Yeah, it's like, you know. I mean, seriously, I mean, hey, I be lying. I would be, hey, my papa will say, look, hey, tell it like a T.I. is, boy, tell it. You know. Truth is, I mean, seriously, that's something that we as men, we have to fight against, you know, and then, you know, we've had this false stereotype for years that, oh, you know, you're a big Mac daddy, you get all the women, you know, and seriously, it's hard enough to please one woman, let alone trying to please them all, you know, but that's just, you know, that's a narrative that, you know, we've been sold for many, many years that, you know, it's false, really. I mean, you're not proving anything, you know, by trying to sleep with all the women you see, you know. Seriously.
So it's noticeable today that a lot of people are not happy with dating in this century. Most women are finding themselves in an open or short-lived relationship, while men appear to be quite comfortable and they enjoy having uncommitted, long relationships. Could it be that both men and women are fed up with the dating scene today and committing to simply just to be alone? Could it be that these potential relationships are short-lived between a woman and a man because sex is in the way? Currently, what is your dating status and why? So we're going to start with RJ, then we're going to let Nikol just jump on in.
Okay, right now I'm solo. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Riding solo right now. And it's by choice. It's by choice right now, you know. Now, when I say that, I ain't saying, hey, you know, RJ Big Mac that I get a woman when I feel like it, not like that. But it's, you know, with everything I have going on right now, this is definitely a better situation for me at the current time. You know, won't forever be that way. You feel me? Won't forever, ever be that way. You know what I'm saying? But just right now, it's working out better for me.
Okay. And when you say by choice, that just makes me so curious, because why is that your choice?
Oh, right now, well, because honestly, Nikol, I know everything that it takes to make a relationship work. It takes commitment. That's what people don't be getting. It takes commitment. And I know right now, I don't have that time nor commitment right now. You know, and I don't want to sell, you know, a lady short. You feel me? I don't want to do that. You know, because that would be wrong.
Yeah. And I can respect that, RJ. And that's what we're trying to get to, is that, you know, people need to make better decisions before they jump into relationships. And if you know that you're at a point where you're not ready for commitment, then you shouldn't be jumping into a relationship. So I really respect you for that. I you know, and I think that a lot of us should be thinking that exact way. So just like you, RJ, I am single.
On the market.
Single. And the reason why I'm single is because I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the short-term relationships. I'm fed up with the unwillingness to commit. And I just feel like I just want to keep to myself so I can learn what is it that I really want in a man.
Right.
I want, what can I give a man? You know what I'm saying? And I want to learn my man. I want to learn my man before I become intimate with my man.
Right.
So I'm practicing celibacy, and that's just what it is.
Good stuff. Oh, hey, I feel you.
So,
With
so what you're saying is that, so RJ said that, you know, you're not ready to make a commitment to the women.
Right. I mean, 'cause I know, honestly, I mean, hey, this comes from trial and error. Now, I done been married before and all that stuff, you feel me? Got 3 beautiful, precious daughters, you feel me? You know, handsome grandson, beautiful granddaughter, you know? So once again, I have been married, you know, dated, all that type of stuff, you know, on again, off again with one person, you know, things of that nature. But through time and maturity, I've learned, no, if you know that you can't offer someone that, don't even do it. Like for real, because all you're gonna do, you can sit there all along and say, well, I'm gonna try to think I can try to, you know, fit you in. No, everything has to align. I really truly believe that. Wow. You know, seriously.
And Nikol, you're saying that you're ready for a long-term relationship, but you're saying that I just want to wait. I want to abstain in the relationship before. So are you saying that sex is in the way?
I believe sex is in the way. I believe that a lot of women, and I'm not saying all women, but I'm saying a lot of women are not valuing themselves, their bodies, before they're, you know, getting into relationship. And I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback about that, but the thing is that I believe that when you start dating, for me, it seems like women get more involved quicker. They're more you know, ready for love, and I believe they fall in love quicker. I just really believe that women do not take the necessary steps to really get to know a man. I believe that they're easily wooed by men. You know, you're going out, you're having a good time, he's saying everything you want to hear, and then then next thing you know, you're giving yourself to him. But did you really get a chance to know him, know what he wants in a woman, understand his thoughts, and really connect with this man? Because I believe once you start being intimate with a man, everything changes. The whole ball game changes. And then that throws everything off. Because I believe, as far as women, there becomes an ownership when they give it up. You know what I'm saying? And they feel like, well, where you going? Well, why you don't call me no more? Or what, you know, you changed. And I think because the spirits meet.
Yes.
And once they meet, the whole dynamics of the relationship changes. What do you think, Jay?
No, I mean, no, you speaking some real stuff for real. And, you know, now you talking to what they call how can I say this? A reformed player. You know what I'm saying? Been there, done that, you know, did all the sweet nothings. Hey, little mama, come here. You know what I'm saying? Let me just holler at you for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? Did all that, did it. You know what I'm saying? The smooth talking or whatever, you know, get what I want and bounce, all that type of stuff. But no, you have said a mouthful, because really, truly, I used to even believe in that soul tie stuff, but it's real.
Yep.
It's real. Yeah. Even dudes will sit up here and swear up and down, they ain't catching feelings, but they do. I mean, for real. I mean, hey, like I said, we all grown up in the, hey, once you done bumped uglies, as they say, and all that stuff, and you done, you know, explored each other, I'm sorry, there's a tie. There's a tie there. And even if the dude don't admit it, he feeling some type of way. He, you know, now, like you said, women are more apt to, you know, give in quicker. Guys, we have this really hard exterior, you know, like really, I mean, rough. I mean, like guys are rough by nature. But once we're broken through, oh yeah, that's a whole nother ball game right there. But real talk, these days, I think people should wait. I mean, and now, look, 42-year-old RJ is thinking back about, you know, 20-year-old RJ and like, wow, you know, if I could just get that guy to come talk to this guy. Because this guy thinks totally different than that guy. Like, for real. This ain't, I mean, you know, no, I ain't always been like this. This is what you call, you know, evolution. You know, No, seriously, hey, Joan, Nikol, y'all just please bear with. I'm like, for real, I used the what? Hey, I was Mr. Love 'em and leave them, back to back to back. In fact, in the military, me and four of my homeboys, we called ourselves the Rough Riders, and this was before this was before DMX. You know, because when DMX came out about a year later, they talking, oh man, you just copied off DMX. No, partner, we was the Rough Riders.
And that's my whole reason, because in this century, I believe that we've gotten away from commitment. We've gotten away from true relationships. And the reason is because, you know, people are really wanting to have a good time. They're focusing on a good time. They're not focusing on, you know, building anything with someone anymore. It's more of, you know, it's so many choices out here, and people are doing so many different things until no one's really focusing on, you know, finding a woman that's truly going to be there for them. And I'm talking about when you get sick, this person's going to take care of you.
Preach.
When you know, and this person is going to look out for you. They're not looking for that anymore. Everybody's looking for a fun time. And in this century, we've just gotten away from love and respect. And it's more of having fun and, you know, doing what we want to do in life. I'm living my best life, you know. And I think that's the reason why I have come to the conclusion that the best thing for me is to withdraw myself from relationships until I find someone that I feel like is looking for the same thing that I'm looking for. They're looking for commitment. They're looking for someone that really wants to build something with them. They're looking for someone that can be committed. They're looking for someone long term. Until I can date and really get to know that person, I'd rather save myself, because I know my worth. And I think that's what it is that a lot of women, you know, they're not looking at their worth. I mean, your body is sacred. I mean, men can go to a different woman and a different woman and a different woman, but they're still not going to get what you have to give. You know what I'm saying? Because you have a sacred jewel that's totally different from any other woman, you know? So what I can make you, you know, feel good, and I can, you know, empower you and love on you is totally different from another woman. And so if you're not looking for that, what I'm trying to give, then you're not the one for me.
I feel you.
And then we have such a long way to go, because, you know, in this century, a lot of times love and respect is not there. And in today's time, the women has taken the emotion out of the relationship. So this is why the women are now acting as if they were a man, as far as spreading their oats. So just like the singles are having a hard time, married couples are having a hard time too, because some of the spouses, they fail to commit. They fail, you know, they're committed to love their wife and cherish, you know, to death do your part, but they are acting as if they were single. Even married people who are separated, they're acting as if they were single. You know,
no. Real talk. I used to think that was real, but it is, you know.
The plan with God was to have, when you give yourself to that person, you're going to experience a certain feeling, a certain love for that person, till you won't even look outside of that, because you don't know no other feeling than what that person is giving you. So you become connected. And so the thing is that nowadays people are, you know, giving it here, giving it there. And so now they're connected to all these different spirits. And so they're not able to, you know, really commit to anyone, because you still thinking about Joe, and then you sleeping with Arthur, and it goes on and on and on, because you're tied to those souls. You're tied to those relationships.
That's true. And then, also, Nikol and Joan, all three of us, we're in the entertainment industry, and we know definitely how this can be. And honestly, Joan, I commend you and hubby that y'all are on an understanding, because people don't get this. No, hey, I follow a lot of people. I follow Samuel Jackson, Denzel Washington, people like that, who I look up to as actors. And like, really, hey, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but hey, obviously they've been doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
You don't be hearing about Denzel and Pauletta. You don't hear about Samuel and LaTanya. But I do believe we have to have stability. So that's why I say, hey, this ain't gonna be forever, ever. You feel me? Because you said something paramount earlier about a woman, really being there for you and really having your back and really being your helpmeet. I mean, because really, we do need that as men. We do. I mean, this is, hey, once we get past the sowing Quaker oats and doing whatever, we really do need that. And me having been married before, now I done been down a marriage aisle more than once, and I'm the type of cat I can admit, my faults. The last one was more so me than her. There was a lot of immaturity on my part. I was battling PTSD from the military, major depression, things that I didn't realize. Well, things that she was telling me that, babe, you're not right now. I was like, no, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm a man. I got this. And then she was telling me, no, you're not. You're not okay. So I would go seek help. And then I don't want to talk to that doctor all the time or whatever. The next thing you know, I'm angry. I'm throwing stuff and I'm taking stuff out on her and I'm blaming her for this. I'm blaming her for that. When, hey, what I'm saying? She had my back, And another thing she did too, but this isn't about the finger pointing or whatnot. It's just about admitting your part.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, especially for us as entertainers, it is definitely paramount that we do have that type of stability, because this industry can be a booger. And I'm feeling it. Hey, now I'm saying this again. They say you keep on the what's that verse in the Bible, John? What's that? Speak those things not as though they were.
Well, they were, all those things, yeah.
I've been speaking. Look here. Hey, RJ coming up. That's all I got to say. My time is literally right around the corner. I know it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. I know that I've been groomed for such a time as this. And there's many other people here in the age coming up too. I'm not leaving nobody else out. But right now I'm talking about RJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting the work on what I got to do. But I know that this industry can chew you up and spit you out.
Mm-hmm.
That I know. And that's definitely one that I'm looking to avoid. And we be needing that stability, that nucleus to, to keep everything intact. Because I know one exercise we do with Troy Rowland is where you kind of, you kind of bury your soul and you talk about stuff you don't normally talk about. And it's kind of get you used to the idea of people going to talk about you. Mm-hmm. That's regardless of what you've done. Hey, think about it. The moment you become famous, everybody talks about what you did, 20 years ago. So I'm like, hell, if it's going to come out anyway, might as well talk about it now, right? Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, hey, that was me. Been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Mm-hmm. But it's not where I'm going now, And some stuff you don't even have to address. Right. But I do know at the end of the day that stuff will take a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, no matter how tough or how strong you are, you tune stuff out. Yeah, it's like, you got to be careful. So people constantly putting their mouth on you and stuff like that.
Yes.
You got to cut people off. That's a whole other discussion. You know what I'm saying? But you got to cut people off and keep them out, which is another component of relationships too, keeping people out your business. That's another thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But not to get too far off the celibacy track, because that's where it started too. It's like it starts there, that, hey, if you, jump into bed too soon, you may be, prematurely ending something that could have been great. Because I don't care what nobody say, for real. And you name the scenario, I've been there. I've been there where I've had sex with a friend and it ruined the friendship. You feel me? It ruined it, And she and I both thought we could handle it. This was once upon a time we thought everything was going to be cool. No, it wasn't, because we ended up in a soul tie that shouldn't even been to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
and like I said earlier, that when you become intimate, it changes the dynamics of the relationship.
Yes.
Because you have now opened up a whole nother part of you to someone else, and so it people don't understand that when a woman gives herself to a man, then she starts to think differently about the man. I've heard a man tell me that, oh, you know what? No, I don't want to sleep with that woman, because if I sleep with her, then we're gonna be in a relationship. And that's that's true. Then women start thinking about commitment, and even though they haven't discussed that, but I think it's a natural feeling that once you give yourself to a man, you're looking for more. You're looking for a commitment. Whereas men, they're thinking, we just enjoy one another, and here's not to say that some people, once they sleep with each other, don't enter into a relationship. We know that's true. I mean, because some people do go on and get married and, you know, have children and be happily ever after. But we're talking about now, in the century that we live in, or the world that we live in now, everything is moving fast. Everything, you know, everybody wants to be exposed to different things. Everybody wants more sex, more money, more power, and nobody's really thinking about the love and commitment.
No, real talk, ladies, for real. And now, mind you, like I say, most stuff I say now, this is speaking from, you know, a reform player, you know, point of view. I totally agree. I mean, look, hey, 20 years ago, I'd be like, man, what y'all talking, man? Nah, man, whatever. I gotta get this, I gotta get up in that thing, and you know what I'm saying, do what I do. But real talk, it really does do that. And see what happens with guys, until we start thinking with this head, we will just go dib and dabble here, dib and dabble there, racking up our count. And next thing you know, we got so many soul ties, we crazy as hell. We don't know what, by that time, we don't know what the hell we want. You know, been there, done that. And this is me speaking from a man point of view. Like, once upon a time, it was like they didn't know what the hell I wanted. Like, what the, and you know, and I'm thinking about so and so, you know, how she worked it. What's so, you know, oh yeah, she used to work that thing and did what she, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You got all these different ties and you don't know what you want, and you got to be cleansed and, you know what I'm saying, purify that stuff, you know what I'm saying, before you can get your head back clear.
Absolutely.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know
And that's why I believe in celibacy. And that's exactly why I believe in celibacy, because it gives you time to think, what is it that I really want? You know, what am I looking for in a man? Or, you know, how I want to be treated, you know, or, you know, can I be committed? And if so, how do I want to commit? I mean, it gives you time to yourself to figure out the things that you really want. And then you don't have to look for those things in a man. You're going to recognize your husband right away. You're going to recognize, you know, a true committed person right away, because you took time to figure out what it is. You're going to know what they say. You're going to get to know them. You're going to have the conversation. You're going to be mentally connected. Yeah. And to me, that's the ultimate way.
Yes. Yeah. So it's like two people in one. It's like, don't do that. I know what he's going to say about that. Nope, he definitely not going to like that. So you already know, because you're bonded together. And there's a difference between celibacy and abstinence. Mm-hmm. Celibacy is something that the Catholics, they practice that. It's a part of their ritual. It's a part of their religion. And they vow to not have a spouse or a partner, and just not have sex at all. Yeah. But abstinence is when it's temporary. It's for a certain amount of time. So it's like, maybe I'm abstaining because I want to wait until we get married.
I mean, I can do without for a while, but after a while, I'm like, hey, wait a minute, man, you tell me I can't do that again? I can't never, not even, I can't.
And when you see nuns, that's the vow that they take. No partners, no sexual activity, no nothing. Right. But for abstinence, everyone always say, well, I always used to hear the women say, well, I got to test the waters. I mean, I got to try it out, test it, and see what's going on. So when you abstain from sex before marriage, it has its advantages and disadvantages, because sometimes your partner would actually threaten you, like, if you don't give it to me, I'm just gonna go get it from somewhere else. And then if you are insecure, you'll think that he's already getting it from somewhere else because you're not giving it. And then it's a certain discipline that the woman has to have when she makes that commitment, because you can't dress sexual, because if you do that, then you're going to make him take it from you, because now you're enticing him and now you're tempting him. So I think it's up to the partners to decide, when you first start dating, when you start a courtship, like we used to do back in the day, courtship, I think you need to make that known up front.
You do. And honestly, with myself, I was already on, I guess, like an evolution of sorts after my last divorce, just trying to figure out, what can I do differently, what can I change about myself, things of that nature. And I've been professionally acting for 2.5 years now. Honestly, since I have been professionally acting and, taking classes and getting in touch with all these emotions to bring these various characters to life, I found that it brought me more in tune with me, with myself as a person. Like, okay, wait a minute. No, I can't just I can't do things like I used to. I can't, because once again, I have been that Nikol. I have been that dude that, oh, yeah, man, damn, oh, girl looking good, man. I got to holler at her, man. I mean, I know just one time ain't gonna hurt, been there and done that. Next thing you know, caught up in a makeshift relationship, and guess what? It wasn't always the women catching feelings. Sometimes it was me catching feelings real quick. Like, oh snap, like, well, dang, I ain't know. I mean, have you ate today? You good? I mean, you all right? Yeah, I done ate today. I'm all right. And then it was her being like that with me, like, well, damn, man, I wasn't trying to bug you. I wasn't trying to disturb you, So it can go either way, but generally speaking, it is the woman that's more in tune, So I say again, I'm grateful for, the situation I'm in now, because it's brought me more in tune with myself to be like, no, you got to be careful, be cautious on how you do things. For example, my day job, I'm a teacher, and I teach in an alternative campus. So, like, I teach my students all the time. It takes one bad decision or one moment where you don't think and you caught up with something. Like, you didn't have to jump in that car, and then your buddy went to go rob 10 people or whatever. Next thing you know, you're an accessory. So I say again, hey, and you already know, Nikol, I'm just saying sometimes it happens, Sometimes you be in them situations and that government, she looking good, smelling good, he looking good, smelling good. Next thing you know, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe I need to take a shower, like for real.
You know what? I just learned something here. It's not that I'm celibate. I'm actually practicing abstinence.
You're abstaining from it, yeah.
I just learned that just based on what Joan said. It's a temporary state that I'm in because I feel like, and I just want to make it clear, I feel like I want to get to know my man. I want to, I think that once you start being intimate with the person, you think differently. You want more. And so in order for me to be in a committed relationship, I want to, understand him. I want to be able to help him. I want to be able to, complete his sentences, and I want him to know, when I'm feeling sad and when to, bring me up, and I think that once you get in a committed relationship and you're really trying to get to know one another and you're building to, maybe spend the rest of your life with this person, without the intimacy, I think that you build a connection that's so strong until, and I get what you say, Joan, about women saying, well, you know what, I want to test it out. I mean, what if it ain't gonna work, But if you have that mental connection and you built up that love and respect for that person, I believe all those emotions, when y'all do come together, it's going to be great anyway, because you've learned to love this person. You've learned to respect this person. You've learned to everything about this person. And so that's just going to enhance the intimacy.
Yeah.
And so you really don't have to worry about those things, because it's not just about the sex. It's about the connection. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so I think that's where we get it wrong, is that because if you really think about it, sex doesn't make the relationship.
No, ma'am.
Because if you can't communicate with the person, if you can't have just a decent conversation, if where are you going with that? I mean, I can't even have a conversation with you. So how am I going to spend the rest of my life with you when we're constantly arguing, we disagree, and we really don't even like each other? So I think that I think they focusing on the wrong thing. You know what I mean? I think that the intimacy comes along with the relationship once you build all the other things up. And I think the intimacy is added as an added gift.
Bonus. But you know what? But if we can get this, I hope I should have gotten this when I was single. before I got married, because I was married twice to the same man. RG, I don't think you knew that. We divorced 1 year, and we said, "Oh no, we're going back. We're going back at it and do it again." So God tore everything down, and He built it back up. But the thing is, what happened is, for Byron and myself, we didn't come into the relationship whole. We didn't come into the relationship complete. It was the second time around that we came into the relationship, and like Nikol said, we connected mentally, physically. We came up in the church together spiritually, so we did all these things to make it a well-rounded marriage. And so this is why we're able to be here 35 years later, and standing happy and just in love as the very first day we seen each other. And so, and I can't think of myself being with nobody else. Yeah. Because it's not, the people did not build our marriage, even though, during the course of our journey, some try to take us apart. But God built this marriage, and that's why the foundation is there. So whatever came at us in the past, we were able to just smack it down. So it was 2 against 1. It wasn't 1 against 2. So so if you came against Byron, you came against me. You came against me, you came against Byron. But a lot of times in today's society, it's like we pull this list out of you didn't do this, I didn't do this. Okay, I got you on this. Who paid the bills? Or you gonna do this and that? There's no unity there. Right. And so when you don't have the unity and the harmony there, there's no way you can become one. And God is waiting for you to become one, because there's so many blessings that's being delayed, but you can't get to them because you're fussing about putting the toilet seat down. But God trying to tell you how to build these houses and start renting some of those houses out. But you're talking about the toilet seat. So I think it's all about getting on one accord. And when you become whole, you become whole, he become whole, then you're working with something then.
Real talk, for real. I mean, once again, I say this is, been there, done all that other stuff, got the t-shirt. Nikol said something very profound just now. If you don't get along, and you done already jumped in the bed, next thing you know, you got that soul tie. You could have avoided that, and I say again, this is stuff that we as men, we don't get that right off the bat. And I don't buy into those stereotypes. I had a dude tell me one time, well, hey man, we only men and we're gonna always be like this. I don't believe it. I don't. I do believe, that's like saying, I'm poor. I'm always gonna be poor. I can't help it. I'm always gonna be broke. I don't believe that. I do believe that when you apply yourself, now it take a look down. I'm not gonna sit there and say it's easy. And I ain't nobody saying nobody's being easy at all. I think it's better to go without, sometimes than to have yourself in a, what's that word they use now? Situationship.
Yeah, situationship.
Situationship. And the situationships can be avoided. And I say again, this is, I thank God that, I guess I paid attention and finally pursued my long-time love of acting, because I've wanted to do this forever. Hell, as a kid, I was making little skits and little voices and stuff. And then, of course, took drama, theater, arts, all that stuff back in school. Used to stutter, really bad until the 6th grade. And then I grew out of it. And then so I said, oh, shoot, I can talk now. I'm going to take theater arts. I can talk, But I'm glad that this has happened for me now, because I say again, pulling out these different emotions and these different characters, which is in essence a byproduct of the things I've gone through. Because if I got to cry, oh, I'm okay. I got to cry. Let me think about something that happened. Oh, yeah. Okay. And I'm going to get there. Yeah. Think about it for a second. Next thing been there and done that. But it's helped me for real. It has helped me get more in tune with me. Like, okay. Oh, no, a certain thing, like you said, a woman can be fine or whatever, but are you two compatible? Do you two really get along? Do she come change the channel while you watching it? Do she slip on the side of the bed? Do you ask her to move to the other side and she don't want, feel me? These little things that we don't pay attention to that you can avoid, if you do take a minute and get to know that person. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I can honestly say at 42, I do realize the importance of that. And especially since I know what I'm doing, I know how delicate the situation is as an entertainer, knowing what I'm trying to do. We don't have a lot of room for a whole bunch of mishaps, like seriously, because even though, what's his, my man, Lorenz Tate. Remember back when he was doing Love Jones and all the movies back to back? Well, my man took like 3 years off from the industry. He took 3 years off just to kind of live a regular life and regroup and date and do these different things, at the time, because he wanted that. What I'm saying? He missed that stability. he was balling. Had his stacks up, but he just needed a little time to regroup. And so I'm definitely seeing the importance of that. And if you're gonna be with somebody, make sure it's right. Make sure that you are really on that level, you know, and that y'all are there. You ain't doing nothing for show. You ain't doing nothing because, once again, I've been there, done all that, got the T-shirt. Folks in my business, I'm not worried about none of that no more. If anything I want for RJ is for everything to be right.
We hope that we are helping you in this broadcast on today, because there are a lot of things that are going on during the COVID, and has caused individuals to meet fewer people. And, and it could be a good thing, so that way, now that you're single, you can kind of like reconsider how you date and reconsider relationships that you're in. And this is good. This is good. So we'll be back in a moment.
Well, 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 writers. Guess what? We heard you loud and clear. Our community writers room is back in session, and registration is now open. In our virtual writers room, you'll get the opportunity to go over your script with our lead script writers and get direction for the first 25 pages. As always, BWIF is here to help you keep your dream alive, tell your story, and write that script. So register today at brilliantwomeninfilm.com. We look forward to seeing you real soon.
I'm about starting to feel kind of like y'all be feeling like, wait a minute. You telling me you gotta have a baby, but
Okay.
Well, you know what? This is going to kind of probably sound weird because I'm looking for both. I'm looking first for a companion so I can see if this can be my husband, and but in that course of dating this companion, there won't be any intimacy because I don't want to confuse those thoughts. I don't want no distractions. I just really want to know if this person is for me. Do they love me for me? Do they want to really be with me? Do they understand me? And so, and vice versa, Is this someone I can live with?
Like
is
him.
This someone I can trust? Is this someone I can build with? I mean, because I'm not looking for short term, I'm looking for long term, And so in order for me to be looking for long term, I gotta see if I can invest in this person, if we can build together, I want to be able to, come home at night and have long conversations. I don't want to be in the house with somebody and they looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and we don't have nothing to talk about, and and then we just, have sex and that's it. No. I mean, that's not what I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm looking for both. I'm looking for a companion to see if they can be my husband.
Candidate. And for all the Bible scholars out there, we know that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So we're not saying she's going looking for them. We're saying that she's going to be ready for when they come.
To make it clear, I'm not looking for anything. Actually, if a man would approach me, my first thing is, conversation. I'm a people person, so I love to talk and I love to laugh and joke around, and I don't have a problem with that, but if you ask me out on a date, I'm going to need to know some certain things about you because I don't want to waste my time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a young chick anymore. You know what I mean? And so if you're the type of person, and I'm just going to throw this out there, if you're the type of person that, don't want to have anything in life, you're feeling content where you are, and you're not spontaneous, and you're not willing to accept me in the entertainment industry, other than being friends, I don't think we should date, because I'm really not the woman for you, because these things are important to me. So we can be friends, but we're not going to go any further than that.
So the key thing about the entertainment industry, I mean, that's why I let it be known, like for example, if you go to my website, rjatkins.com, I have on there, it's a big old picture of this handsome face, sitting there. But anyway,
yes.
I have a quote that says that acting is not my job nor my passion. Acting is my life.
Mm.
because even when I introduce myself, and now of course I'm blessed to have a day job, you know, but I don't even say, well, I'm a teacher that acts on the side. I was like, no, I am an actor with a day job, you know.
That's right.
You got to pay the bill. So what I'm saying is, you know, future Mrs. Atkins has to know that, like, no, okay, no, this is no, and I'm not trying to throw no ultimatums out there. You know, woman, you gonna take no, and I want to take no. Those are things that you know, set up front. Like, okay, can you deal with this? Because I honestly think, now since you're talking biblically, Joan, I think a man's voice is powerful. I think that a mature man, when he says something, is well received. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, my grandparents raised me, my paternal grandparents raised me, and my grandma, I think I got immune to her whoopings. You know, she whooped me so many times, whatever. I think I got immune to them. But Papa, if Papa got a hold of me, even if he said something, it was just the way he looked at me. You know, I would know, okay, Papa's serious right now. Let me get right. But I think when a man knows who he is and knows what he wants, you know what I'm saying? And that he's really focused and he ain't just drifting in the wind like so many of my brothers out there doing. So many of them, I mean, you know, I be looking at them like, wow, man, come on, brother. And it ain't just the young brothers either. They don't just be the 20, it be the 40, 50, and sometimes 60 and up brothers, you know, walking around here like, what, living on women? And now, I'm not sitting there saying ain't nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been in a situation, you know, where the person I was dating kind of had to, you know, hit while I was in between jobs, you know what I'm saying? You know, my last wife, she held it down for a minute for me while I was going to school full time, you know, drawing VA disability and stuff, you know. So yes, I don't see nothing wrong with a woman really being your helpmeet, helping to hold you up, but not carrying you.
Yeah.
There's a difference. I mean, some stuff is by design. I'm old school, and when it comes to that, I'm sorry. I think a man should be a man. When a man really truly leads and knows what he wants, that can be a powerful thing. It can be, but he got to know what he wants. Like, Fred, he can't walk around, you know, trying to figure it out, hoping you can help him figure it out.
Like it's a lifestyle. Like the woman taking care of them, they make it a lifestyle, and that's not right. I definitely understand what you're saying.
And Joan and Nikol, sweetheart, that is not the norm. I feel like one of the, I don't know, the dang, what are we, extinct? Cause like, hey, I tell people right now, I said, look, my mama stayed with me, not the other way around. I don't stay at my mama. You feel me? You know, this is my place, and mama stay here. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great arrangement. What I'm saying is, I'm like, I do understand things happen. We get down sometimes. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as black men. You know what I'm saying? But you're not supposed to stay there. You know, because when I finally got out of my stubbornness, you know, after I ran my last wife off and stuff through my own stubbornness and things of that nature, I said, okay, it's time to do something, you know? And then where'd she find him at? You know? Really?
Yeah.
Or where did he find her? You know, whatever. You know, what did he say to her? I'm like, because for a dude to have no direction, you know, and you just kind of sitting there just whatever, you know, they playing PS4, 5 all day and, you know, drinking and smoking all day and they got nothing to bring to the table. I don't get that.
You know what? I have to speak up on the women as well, because there's a lot of women doing a whole lot of things that make us women who are really looking for committed relationships, you know, kind of have a hard time with finding a companion, or when I find it, but coming across a companion, because they're out there doing the most. You know, they're out there, you know, being in a relationship, accepting other women to come into their relationships with their man, you know, paying for the man's car, and do it's just a whole lot that they're doing because they want a man. And so and then when, you know, sometimes when you meet these men, they're saying, well, you know what, she used to pay my rent, she used to pay my car note, and well, you just go on back over there where she at, because I'm not trying to do all that, you know. And it's just I don't know if it's because women want to be loved, or is it because they have low self-esteem. And you know, it could be a whole lot of different things, but there are some women out there that have no standards, that are, you know, settling because they want a man. And a lot of times, you know, they're wanting a man, but you're really not going to get a true man like that, because you're not living true to your worth. And so what they thinking that they have is a man, no, you got somebody that's using you, you know, because you're really doing the most. And so I think that those women, when they go for anything and do anything, they're not helping themselves or making it easier on other women, because they're doing all these different things. And so it works both ways. You got men out here doing this, you got men out doing that. And I think that's what it is. This world is, to me, lost when it comes to relationships. Yeah. Everybody is focusing on, again, I'm going to say it, having a good time. And there's no room for commitment. There's no room for love and respect. It's all about money, power, and sex. And until we get past that, or till we look for more out of each other, then there's going to be a lot of people that's not getting married. There's going to be a lot of people that are not in relationships, because no one wants to deal with that. And I'd rather be alone with a peace of mind than be out there living recklessly.
Just in closing, I'm just gonna say to my fellas, hey, keep it real. Don't be out here telling the ladies whatever, you know what I'm saying, just to give them a drop the panties and all this type of stuff, because if you ain't willing, you know what I'm saying, like truth be told, I don't care if you think, oh yeah, hey, I can do this or whatever. Don't put yourself in those situationships that you ain't ready for, because that does come with maturity, that most likely that woman is more in tune with herself than you are, you know what I'm saying? Now, not to say we ain't, because trust me, hey, you talking to a brother right now that know what he wants. But I'm saying, if you got any type of doubt, you're confused about anything, don't be doing that, because first of all, you owe yourself better. You owe yourself better as a man, and then you definitely don't want to put that woman in a bad situation, because first of all, this is just me speaking now this is the militant side of me. Us as black folk, we got to do better by each other, for real. And then that ain't saying you can't date interracially or whatever. If you want to do all that, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You feel me? Nothing wrong with that. My last wife was Latina. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Hey, there's somebody out there for everybody. But what I'm saying, keep it real. Don't be just out here doing whatever, living recklessly. Get focused on what you want as a man, because you are a natural leader. I'm sorry, I got to put that back in there.
I love it.
You as a man, you are a natural leader.
Yeah.
But until we mature and really get there, we just out here drifting in the wind, But anywho, you can catch me on all your social media platforms at The Real RJ Atkins. I went ahead and made it The Real RJ Atkins. That way, when the fake one tries to imitate me, ain't nobody gonna listen to him. You feel me? And of course, my website is www.rjatkins.com. I'm on IMDb, all that good stuff too. Just Google my name. I'm all up and down there. I'm all up. Just hit Google RJ Atkins. You'll see me. Network is still there, Black and Proud TV. And it's at BAP, as in Paul, BAPTVmedia.com. And it is $1 a month or $11 a year. I'm real cheap. I'm way cheaper than Netflix. And my flagship movie on there is Beyond the Vows by the awesome Joan Montreuil.
Well, it's been a show, guys. It's been a show. Oh my goodness. Please look RJ up. He's one of the great actors in Houston. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Make it do what it do.
Okay, guys. Well, we'll see you guys later. So until then, be blessed and stay safe. And don't forget to wear your mask.
Oh, yes. Always. Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Brilliant Women in Film. This radio program has been brought to you by our faithful sponsors. Check us out at brilliantwomeninfilm.com.